Hey everybody, welcome back into the mosh pit. Dustin, and we're going to be playing some more Cyberbang. We're at chapter 3. So let's see what happens as we move forward here. The next morning. Okay. What? Uh-oh. Alarm's going off. Jesus Christ. Who the fuck put an alarm this fucking early? I groaned while I rolled over in bed. Wow. I'm the asshole that set the alarm. God, so early. I get up pretty damn early as it is. I think I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Well, no, 4 in the morning, so I can stream at 4:30. And it's fine. I don't know what the deal. What's he complaining about? Today's supposed to be the rematch between me and Oda, but I still feel so tired. Oh. Let's see. I'll be late. No, we're getting up. We're prompt here. Yes, I hear you. Oh my god. I grumbled to myself as I turned off the alarm on my phone. I'm talking to myself now. 5 a.m. When's the last time I woke up this early? I can't keep the man waiting, I guess. Oh, stretch. I sat down on the edge of my bed, yawning and stretching my body. I'm surprised Saga Dog hasn't chopped your head off yet. Johnny appeared near my window, arms crossed over his chest. He looked annoyed. He's all right. We have our rematch today. Great. Hope this time he offs you for good. We're sparring. Stop being so dramatic. Sparring? Jesus Christ, V. You've been wasting your time with this guy for 3 days. You don't have much time, V. I know. Johnny stopped for a moment, scratching his head in thought while I looked down at my feet. I could feel his his eration? What the hell? I could hear that he was irritated through my own head. Are you seriously going to reconsider Anako Arasaka's offer? I still don't know, Johnny. There's a lot to think about. This is more than just me. I could ask Pan Am, but if anything happened to her and Aldecado... or her and the Aldecado family, I'd have that on my conscience forever. Or at least until I died from being infected with Johnny. I've been telling you, call Rogue. She'll help. I don't know if I'm ready to hand over the reins just yet. Fuck, V. You have to do something. You can't just roll around with some corpo pretty boy who wastes all the time you have left. Leave me alone, all right? It's still my life. I get to decide. I took a deep breath. My heart was pounding with anger at Johnny's attitude and demands, and the fact that this piano is so fucking loud. But still, I understood. His soul was on the line, too. I'll do it tomorrow, I promise. He scoffed. Tomorrow you might be dead. I ignored him and stood, walking to the shower while I pulled off my pajamas. Mercifully, he left me alone while I got ready. Once I was clean, I put on my best clothes for sparring. I popped an Omega blocker before going to the hospital. Last day, Johnny, I promise. I heard him making a displeased sound before disappearing from my brain. I like that they recreated these scenes from Cyberpunk in the kind of hand-drawn art style. I don't know. I dig it. Especially if you played this game. If you haven't ever played this game, then some of the stuff is lost to you, but anyway. I looked down at my phone. It was Takamura once again. How does Takamura always call at the right time? Hi, Goro. B, how are you? I'm on my way to Arasaka Hospital. To visit Oda again? Yes, why? You're having a rematch, I hear. Ugh, Oda. Does he always just tell you everything about anything? I was his mentor. Admit it, you just love gossip, Goro. Yeah, he's a gossip queen. Oh, jeez. I laughed as he rolled his eyes. It is an interest to me to see both parties actually have a rematch. Oda has never lost against his opponents. He was the best in Arasaka training class. That is why he is trusted with Hanako-sama. Beat everyone except you?
For a brief while, yes, but he was a fast learner, and he can best me to this day. Your rematch, it will not be the same, not like when you fought him in the first time. With me still being on the run from Yorinobu's men, I've been forced to, as you say, lay low. So it's unfortunate that I'll be unable to witness.
Really?
Of course, two warriors of your caliber facing each other again, it would be quite an impressive sight.
I blinked at the flattery, trying to process what he had just said. Thanks, Goro. I'll make a BD for you if I can, with Oda's permission.
Perfect. Whatever happens, I wish both of you luck.
Thank you, Goro.
Stay safe, B.
You too. It was 7:30 a.m. and it was still a little early, and this time I didn't bring anything with me. Where is he now? Let me check his room. I walked through the same corridor for the third time now. Looked out the window as I walked, trailing my fingers along the windowsill and looking down at the streets below. So early, yet the road was already so busy from up here. I reached the room and stood in front of the door once again. Always gotta knock before you enter, people. I knocked on the door 4 times. Oda, are you there? I knocked again, no answer. Oda! Should I peek? I'm gonna peek. Peeked inside quietly, but he wasn't there. The room is empty. Peonies I gave him were still on the table near his bed. He didn't give a shit about those flowers. He kept it. That's nice of him. Or he ignored it. He looked at it both ways, I guess. My mouth dropped open wide. Wait, mouth dropped wide open when I looked at the other items on the table. A condom. The condom I brought the first day I met him was sitting among his other things. My eyes couldn't believe what I just saw. What the fuck? I dropped it here? I closed my eyes and groaned in embarrassment. Oh god, fuck. What did he think about me now? That I'm just some slut? Now's not the time to think about this. I need to find him. Is he waiting for me in the gym already? I decided to head to the gym. Oda's probably there waiting for me. The hallways of the hospital twisted and turned, diving into staircases and folding into tunnels. I turned a corner and realized I was lost. It's like, damn it. I made it to the cafeteria. This is what I wasn't trying to do. I don't know if you've ever tried to get somewhere inside of a hospital, but it could be a little bit of a maze. Typical swanky corpo architecture. I looked around searching for a map. Before I could find one, I stopped in my tracks. I was so distracted with getting myself up early that I hadn't stopped to consider the fact that I was really headed to a rematch. Oda. Fuck, my stomach hurts. Why do I suddenly feel nervous? This is not our first time, and today we're not really trying to kill each other. Venereal, don't be stupid. My head hurt. My heart won't stop beating hard in my chest. I shook my head and tried to calm myself. Okay, get back in the game. There's no escape. I have to face him. I knew I was near but the building was too large, or too huge. Huge. A nurse just came out of an office and I jogged up to her. Hi, can you tell me where the gym is? The gym is just around the corner to the left. Thank you. I continued walking in the direction I was pointed to, breathing a sigh of relief and nervousness as I finally found the door. I popped my head first, scanning the room to find Oda. I couldn't help but hold my breath when I spotted him. He was wearing those loose black pants and nothing else. At the bench press, shirtless, the veins in his arms bulging with every push. Fuck. I cursed quietly and cleared my throat before I entered. Hi. Hearing my greeting, he finished his rep, put the barbell back on its place. V? He nodded and smiled. On time. What a surprise. I'm always on time. Sure. I'm serious. I didn't want to make you wait. Oda smiled, and it seemed like he appreciated my effort. He took his shirt nearby and put it on in swift motion. Shall we? Yes. Is it alright if I make a BD? What? A brain dance. I know what a BD is. I'm not sure why you'd want to make one. Oh, Goro asked to watch. He's a voyeur. He likes to watch. Oda paused for a second, a nervous expression on his face. Wow, Goro must mean a lot to him. Very well. I prepared the BD while I rolled my shoulders. I roll my shoulders in person here, for real. IRL shoulder roll happening. Gotta loosen up before this click. Once I closed the program on my HUD, my eyes landed on Oda again and I almost gasped. His relaxed expression was replaced with one of anger. His facial features pinched together tightly and his body stiff. I nearly flinched at the sudden change. What the hell? Is he really that mad? Didn't look that mad, I don't know. It all made sense though. Of course he was mad. The last time we fought must have been so shameful for him to be beaten by someone like me. Someone without formal training or special chrome. Just me. Venereal. You were defeated by a venereal. I hoped that our rematch would fix what I had broken. You may have won the first time, but this, I will restore my honor. No shit. Oda's voice was calm. Oh, I didn't do it right. Supposed to be calm there, sorry. But I could see the fire behind his eyes. I swallowed hard in nervous anticipation. I've flatlined plenty of gonks before, but Oda was one of the strongest people I've ever fought. There was no way this was going to be easy. How are we fighting? We may use the weapons here. Bokken, wooden training swords. Maybe I turned the music down just a smidge. little stomping. I mean, I like this crunchy kind of cyberpunk metal, but wooden, eh? Yeah, give me your wood. Don't be deceived. At the hands of a master, they can still inflict injuries. Oh yeah, could you imagine getting hit with one of those things right in the ribs or something? Ow. All right. What else? What do you think? Hand-to-hand combat, of course. Hurry and pick one. Choose wisely. How should I fight? Let's use the wooden swords. I picked up a practice sword. The polished wooden shone in the light as I looked at the blade, a hint of my reflection flashing back at me. A noble weapon against a noble opponent. No, we're using the noble weapon. Bokken, practical. Despite the veiled compliment, he didn't seem impressed. Let's see if you know how to use it. I can't wait to kick your ass again. Wow. How about bring it on? Oda pulled a face that looked just like his usual self-satisfied smirk, but I detected a hint of a real smile. I will, and I will win. I wonder if I should let him win. Is that a possibility? I tightened my hand around the hilt of my weapon, gripping my wood strongly, leaning back into a readied stance. My heart started beating fast. I forced myself to take a deep breath to focus. Hit me with whatever you've got. Show me that you can beat me, pretty boy. Oda's eyes narrowed, holding up his sword in my direction. Do not underestimate me. I'm ready. As soon as the sword left my mouth, he lunged at me. He let out a cry as he charged forward. Left. He jumped to the left, missing the downswing by just a hair. Fuck, he's fast. I managed to counter quickly, colliding sword on the back of his knee. Ah! He whipped around, his quick reflexes not even wiping the smirk off of his face as he shook out his sore leg. Not bad, Merc. He stared me down from across the room, raising his weapon slowly and bent his knee to pounce. Duck. I dropped to my back, narrowly missing his weapon from swinging into my head. As he ran past me, I swept my leg under his ankles. Oh! He fell, letting out a loud groan as he hit the ground hard. Oh my God, are you okay? I am fine. It would take much more than that to keep me down. We sparred and sparred for what felt like ages. Oda's resilience was incredible. His face, twisted with determination and rage, bore down on mine as he lunged at me with his weapon over and over again. We both panted with exertion, our battle-torn bodies worse for wear than our last altercation. Oda was limping as I was clutching my head. We were both at our limits, taking me to the limit. He let out a scream, charging me one last time. Ah! Strike! I swung the sword around my hand as he charged at me. His balance was off from the repeated strikes against him, and he nearly stumbled. In his split second of weakness, I brought the Bakken down hard on his shoulder. Ah! He cried out, clutching his shoulder and dropping his weapon. While he was distracted, I swung the weapon and struck the back of his knee. Now completely defenseless and dizzy, I tackled him. He went down fast, slamming his back onto the floor. I pounced on his chest, planting my knees into the mat and pinning his wrists to the floor. Ha! I win again. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Swag, 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 swag. I couldn't fucking believe it that I had won again. I expected him to be mad. Call me a toy boy. Spit in my face or something. But he just smirked, wiggling his fingers. You are an admirable warrior. I will admit that. Really? I couldn't tell if I was delirious from the fight or if I saw his cheeks actually blush. I rolled off of him, sitting with my legs crossed as he sat up. We didn't speak for a moment, the two of us catching our breath, letting the thrill die down. You're the strongest person I've ever fought. I would imagine. Oda, I really thought I was going to die that day, during the parade. I'm sorry, we don't have to talk about this. We got up and quietly gathered our things. Have you eaten yet? What? No, I haven't. Well, then come. Oda packed his gym equipment inside his bag and threw it over his shoulder. I followed him to the hospital canteen nearby. He didn't say anything to me. Despite everything swimming in my head after sparring, I just kept my words to myself. I didn't know what he was thinking. What's this say? Just ads? Shit! My head started to spin as if someone hit me in the back of the head. My chest squeezed. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Uh-oh. I coughed violently. Blood splattered onto the floor before I could contain it with my hand. Oh! V! Oda pivoted and supported my body with his quick arms, his grip prevented me from falling. Oda was about to call out a doctor, but I curled my hands around his shirt tightly. No, Oda. My words came out as a rasp. Do not be a fool. You are... Please, not here. Oda nodded. He understood not to make any scene, lowering the risk of Yorinobu find out that I was here. He held me in his arms, with firm hands letting me lean heavily on his chest. I panted as I rode out of the waves of nausea and pain. The gentle rise and fall of his chest was calming, something to focus on. I tried my hardest to even out my breath while I waited for it to pass. I slumped even further as pain shot through my body again, buckling my knees. Oda pulled one of my arms and let it rest on his shoulder. His other hand found my waist to support me further, keeping me from falling. I curled my fingers around him even harder. His shirt was so soft, his arms so strong around me. I could feel puffs of hot breath
the top of my head as he looked down at me, his breath rapid with worry. The pain finally subsided. I groaned with relief, slowly straightening my back. I'm okay. God, how embarrassing. Let's find somewhere for you to sit. I could only nod weakly while he helped me to walk to a nearby chair and gently dropped me in it. He squatted in front of me and rummaged through his bag to find a towel. Sorry that this is not that clean, but may I? Oda gestured with an open palm, asking permission to clean the blood that I had coughed onto my hand. You don't have to. Save your breath. Give me your hand. I sighed weakly and lengthened my palm that was splattered with blood. Oda took my hand and wiped out the blood on it, scrubbing my skin delicately with a towel. Redness creeped into my cheeks as I watched my blood stain his white towel. How humiliating to be seen like this, especially by him. I had to work hard to ignore the feeling of his hand brushing the back of mine. Holding it lightly, warmth seeped through my skin, even though he was wearing his gloves. His eyes looked down at my hand, focusing on removing the spots on my fingers in between. I could have sworn that after they moved to the edge of my mouth, I could feel the heat coming through my face. He averted his gaze back to my hand, tapping his towel a couple of times. Slowly, they came up to my mouth again. I saw his eyes stop on my lips in a little while. Oh God. Oda abruptly withdrew his hand. Is he? No, I'm going crazy. He cleared his throat as he put his towel away and took his water bottle from his bag. When he looked back at me, he had already regained his composure. Drink. Or do you want something else? Coffee would be nice. No, this is fine. Oda helped me to open the cap and gave it to me. I accepted it. I tried to ignore the fact that our hands brushed together for a second. I don't know what had me all flustered all of a sudden with contact. We were just trying to kick the shit out of each other hardly 10 minutes ago. I drank his water. The taste of copper was still there with each swallow that I took. Thank you. He said nothing more, just watched me. The intensity in his eyes was almost making me squirm. Fuck. It doesn't help at all. Oda, now my chest feels like it's gonna burst. Can you look somewhere else, please? What? I know it's probably like second nature, but it's a bit intense. Sure. He averted his gaze and paced back and forth, stepping in front of me each time someone walked by. I sipped until the entire bottle was empty. It was nice, soothing. The sensation caused me to sigh with relief. Whew. Oh, man. After I finished my drink, we fell into silence. Even though I asked him to avert his eyes, I couldn't stop looking at him. The expression he had on his face before was replaced by one I couldn't quite place. He looked like he was lost in deep thought. Are you? I apologize. Huh? Why? I know that you're dying. I let out an embarrassed breath and rubbed my eyes. Of course he knew. Yet when you asked for a rematch, I could not really contain my excitement, I suppose, at the prospect. I forgot about it for a while. I forgot everything that was going on. I was selfish. He shifted uncomfortably. I could tell he tried to look me in the eyes, but he couldn't bring himself to. I should have known better, that fighting you like this would be pointless to actually measure our strengths. Oda gritted his teeth, his hands curling into his clenched fists. I have no honor to fight you in this kind of state. Yet you, with all of this, you still win against me. You are astonishing. My mouth dropped open slightly as the sudden compliment knocked the wind out of my lungs. Oda, even after all my training, I am still so far behind you. Please accept my apology. I wasn't ready when he put both hands on his lap and bowed to me. He was taking this really seriously. Don't sell yourself short. You're still one of the strongest people I've ever fought. You're an amazing warrior. Let's do it again when I'm getting better. I couldn't help but touch both his hands. Something about his eyes, I didn't want to see him sad. I wanted to lift him up, to let him know it wasn't necessary to apologize. We still have next time. No, fuck. I realized both my hands were still resting on his, holding them tightly. Oda didn't seem bothered by it, returning the touch himself. My mind wandered back to the parade when he unconsciously held my hand and gently stroked it. Did he remember? Did he not? V, you should not be here. What? What do you mean? You have such little time left, yet you waste it with me. Why visit a person you defeated in battle? What do I even mean to you? My throat was too dry to say anything. My chest hurt. I felt stupid even considering telling him. I can't deny anymore that I have feelings for him. Fuck. I finally admitted to myself, and it nearly made me feel sick. And yet, despite everything that was unsettled that I wanted to figure out, all the uncertainties I felt, his touch made me feel comfortable, safe. He started to open up, and his eyes were hopeful. I shook myself. I was sure it was just my imagination. V, I have these feelings. As soon as I heard the words feelings, I felt him tighten up his grip. His eyes were wide open as if he knew where this conversation was going. I didn't know what to say. I stammered nervously, avoiding his eyes. Cutting through my discomfort, I heard him take a quick breath. He collected himself as he put my hands back onto my lap and let them go. You should speak to Hanako-sama immediately. I blinked. He changed the subject so quickly, brushing away things I just tried to say. My chest stung. Did he not want to hear it? Or was it just not the right time? My head was swimming with confusion, but I didn't press him further. You have no time left. You need to talk to her. I don't want anything to do with Arasaka. I haven't really decided. I will as soon as I can. I just need time to get my affairs in order. Then I'll talk to Hanako about it. Wise choice. You sounded like Goro for a moment. It looked like he blushed a little when I compared him to his mentor. Of course, he has a point. Only Arasaka can provide the technology to save you. It is made by them. It felt like we were both cast in sadness and thinking about the same thing. There was no other reason to keep this going, whatever this was. Our rematch was over and his time at the hospital made him well again. He'd be fine and we would be on our way, different paths. This is it. It's over. Thank you for everything, Oda. At least we're on good terms now. Thank you again for letting me explain everything. I smiled at him, but I could feel bitterness seep through my chest. Bye, Oda. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye, V. Whatever it is that you choose, I wish you luck. We both stood and lingered awkwardly. We stared at each other for a moment. I didn't know what to do. A hug? Handshake? Fist pump? Elbow knock? Headbutt? Knee a groin kick? I felt my eyes wander at his lips for a moment. Oh, I forgot about kiss. Duh. Before my mind took me down that path further, he bowed. I turned my back to him as my eyes started to swim. This time it was me that didn't look back when I walked away. It was almost depressing, but I have to let this go. There was not much chance we had anyways, and I tried. I didn't even know what he really felt in return. Maybe this was for the best. Not to make a total ass of myself if this went any further. I found my car in the hospital's parking lot and reached for the handle of the door. V! Shh. I braced myself when I heard Oda running towards me. What? drop of sweat rolled down my temple as his breath raged was ragged and uneven. We must have rushed all the way down here for me. He said nothing when he reached for my wrist to stop me from leaving. His body and face were so close to me I could feel the heat from his skin. Yeah? Before you go. Oda sighed and didn't let go of my wrist. Even though I wasn't going anywhere, he kept it firm within his grasp. My heart beat wildly in anticipation. It took him a moment before he could continue. I need to tell you that... He suddenly stopped. Shit, what? A moment, B. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. He sighed in relief. Thank you. Oda let go of his grip and walked a couple of steps away from me. He watched me, making sure I wasn't going anywhere. I leaned back onto the side of my car and watched Oda as he answered his call. Nako-sama. Yes. Hey. I will go tomorrow. Consider it done. B. He's here with me. Yes, I understand. Oda's eyes faded back to their normal color again, then turned back to me. There's a gig for you. Really? But you do not have to come if you have other matters. Hope she pays me well. I don't mind. But your health. I rematched with you today. I have the time and strength, I promise. You can withdraw anytime. He nodded, failing to suppress a tiny smile. Butterflies fluttered in my stomach. He looked nice with a smile. Perfect. I'll pick you up tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'll be ready. Great. Hope I can count on you. Oda's eyes lingered on my hand again, and I remembered the way his skin felt on mine just a little bit ago. Whatever he wanted to say before, he kept it for himself. Oh, here, not much, but... feeling. Oda pulled out something deep from inside his pocket and handed it to me. It looked like something from a vending machine on onigiri. Eat, then go home and rest. Thanks, you still owe me a real lunch, though. He chuckled at me. We can have it tomorrow. Deal. I smiled at him and I could see a hint of red blush on his face. He scratched his nose before putting his hand back in his pocket. I will see you tomorrow, then. He nodded once more, walking backwards a couple of steps before he turned his back. This time, unlike me, he looked back and gave me a smile before returning to the hospital. I couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Whew, and grin at my feet. I was about to give up on this. It seemed like our fate is leading us into another day together. Imagine that. I got back home, my heart still pumping with adrenaline of our match. That's a lot. Lots of time left in the day. Maybe I'll hit up Kojo, get a drink. Uh-oh, phone. B! Oh, hey, Panam, what's going on? Nothing much. Hotter than hell out here the last few days. Even the tank of water for our shower can cook an egg. Stop. You're bringing back memories. Good ones? You know it. Find that hard to believe? Why you call it? I hate to say there's not really a beach we could go to that's not loaded with trash. Nah, just checking in on you. You've been quiet lately. Busy? Kinda. Some guy I fought a few days ago wanted a rematch. Haha, what? A rematch? Yeah, I guess he was pretty prideful. Couldn't help it. Oh, please. Did he send you some pretty flowers when he asked? With a nice card, maybe? Kind of the other way around. With a poem? At our last meeting, I ended up on the floor. I had my ass beaten, and I'm here for more. Oh my god. What is with this poem, Panam? Something like that? Well, listen, I have to go, but if you need anything, call me, okay? I will, Panam, thanks. Whew. Man, That was a long one. Busy chapter, too. I think I'm going to cut the video off here at chapter 3. And we'll do... if these chapters continue to be this long, I think it'll make sense to do the chapters split up like this. I'll post the next video as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the path we're taking. I think I'm making some good decisions. I don't know. It doesn't seem like anything I regret so far. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.